Hey friends! I just wanted to make a quick vlog today to talk about what we do when our plans fall through, because right after I announced it, New Mexico fell through, and when we're going for big things and we're trying to do the impossible, even when something seems like it's set, it might fall through. That's just part of the process of getting to where we want to be and having what we want to have, and so I want to address that in today's video. Welcome to my backyard, as I call it. Well, one of a couple spots that I like to wander over to after work days or when I can't wander far away from home. So what do we do when plans fall through? Well, first, we feel our feelings. So for me, that was disappointment. I was excited about the possibility of being able to live rent-free for a little while because that meant that I could pay off debt and save money for land much more quickly. I felt my disappointment, and then I immediately moved back in action. In order to get ourselves back in action, we have to ask one very important question, which is what is missing? Not what is wrong, not what is not the way that we think it should be. What is missing for us to create what it is that we say we want? So for me, I said a few things. I want to be able to buy land within the next year. I would like to pay off the remaining debt that I have, and I would like to save rapidly. So I want to be somewhere with a low cost of living. I also really want to be somewhere that's not as crowded. That would have been something I was compromising on in New Mexico because I would have been in a big city, in a populated area, but I would have had a lot of space to myself. And I wouldn't have been right in the city. If I'm gonna move somewhere and I'm gonna change where I live, the city I live in, even the state I live in, I wanna be somewhere less crowded. I absolutely love where I live. It is so beautiful here. And there's so many great places that I can drive to and camp that are in any direction, 1 to 3 hours away. And so I love that about where I am, but I've also found that it's hard to find places to be alone when not everybody else is fishing or camping or hiking or doing all the things. And so I want to live somewhere, if I'm going to move, where I have access to a lot more wide open wilderness and land. And of course, I want to be near mountains. I love the mountains. I love the Rocky Mountains specifically. So I am looking at Wyoming and Idaho. For this coming holiday weekend, I'm actually taking 4 days to go to certain parts of Wyoming and to certain parts of Idaho to just get a sense of the land, get a sense of the area, and to see if it's something that speaks to me and is somewhere that I want to live. I'm actually really excited about Idaho, and I don't know that I could tell you why. I really let my intuition guide me for things like this, big life decisions. It has never led me astray, and ever since New Mexico fell through, I've been very much drawn towards going north because I do love the cold weather, not all the time, but being somewhere that's a little bit cooler than western Colorado, being somewhere that has a ton more wide open wilderness, and where I can be central to just a lot of different nature and a lot of different scenery that I've never experienced before. So I'm actually really drawn to Idaho right now. I'm going to camp a little bit in Wyoming this coming weekend, and then I'm going to head up to Idaho because I really want to check out one town in particular. I will be taking you guys on the adventure with me in a vlog or two to just kind of share the experience and kind of talk about my process. But that's where I'm at right now. I felt my disappointment. I was pretty disappointed. And after a day or two of really being in that and feeling frustrated and feeling sad and definitely crying, I asked myself the question, what's missing? We start with, what do we want? What did I say I wanted? What are the things that are important to me? And what needs to happen for me to create that now that this plan is no longer something that I'm able to do? This is really the mindset that you have to bring to doing things that feel impossible, to growing, to healing, to making true transformation happen. What is missing? Not what's wrong, not who's bad. This isn't about, oh, it should have gone this way, or this is the right way it should look, or this was my plan. Feel your feelings and then ask, what is missing? What is missing to move you towards what you say you wanted? And in doing that, either we find another path to the exact thing that we said we wanted and we get ourselves back on track, or we open to new possibilities. I don't think I ever would have considered moving to Idaho before New Mexico fell through. I also don't know that I would have been as gung-ho about moving at all in the middle of a pandemic when, there's just so much crazy going on in the world. I don't know that I would have considered it at all if I hadn't started with, I can go home where it's rent-free, where I know people, it's familiar, I've lived in New Mexico before, I grew up there. I don't know that I would have made the decision to move if that hadn't been an option. And so maybe New Mexico and my dad saying yes temporarily was what allowed me to really settle my heart and my mind and my soul around it's time for a change. It's time for me to take really big actions towards what I say I want and do whatever it takes to make it happen. And there's nothing tying me to where I am in Colorado anymore. There's no reason for me to be here. And as much as I love it, I also have things that I don't love about it. And so what do I want? What do I really want to create? And how can I meet those desires in the short term? So finding an area and a location that has things that are important to me, that is a low cost of living, that has tons of great nature, all of that stuff. That also moves me towards this bigger impossible vision that I have, which is owning land and creating a mostly off the grid, I will still have internet and run my business, self-sustaining farm somewhere in the next year. One thing I've been struggling with is deciding when to end my lease. And part of that is because I've spent the last month working really hard, gearing up for a virtual event and doing a lot of other client projects that I feel like I lost one of my 3 final months here. And so part of me feels like moving at the end of August is too soon, and part of me feels like moving at the end of September is too long. I also spent the last however many months thinking that my lease was up at the end of September and found out it's the end of August, and I can extend it, so it's not a big deal, but I haven't been able to land in a decision around, do I leave sooner rather than later? I trust myself and I trust my intuition that something will drop in, and so I have given myself the deadline of when I pay rent on July 1st. I will have decided when I am giving notice for. It's very easy for me to argue it either way. If I have September as my move date, I have more time to purge and figure out where I want to live and visit places. If I have August as my moving date, then I have less time, but what does it matter? I'll make it happen. I'm excellent at manifesting places to live. And once we decide that something is happening, once we're really full body decision, this is what is happening, things fall into place that wouldn't have otherwise. I talked about this in my last vlog. So if I make the decision for the end of August, then things are going to start to move more quickly and I'll figure it out. I'll make it happen. When I first moved up to where I am now, I actually had a much more challenging timeline to work with. I had negotiated my way out of my lease, but I wasn't allowed to leave until she found a new tenant. And at the same time, I was trying to find a new apartment. So it was very possible that I would lose my current housing and not have something else in place. And so I just trusted. I decided that it was what was happening, that I was going to figure it out, that I was going to move to the Glenwood area one way or another. And that meant that I had to decide that I was leaving, and I had to decide to give up my apartment, knowing that I could lose my apartment before I found new housing. And I just had to trust the process. So that is what I am going to do now. There's a very good chance I will just choose the end of August to let my lease go. If I haven't figured out where I want to move and I haven't found a place to live, I'll figure out temporary housing. I'll figure out a temporary solution. When we want something, we just have to be committed to it. And when things fall through or they don't go as smoothly as we want, we just keep asking that question, what is missing? What is missing for me to move forward and create what I say I want? And that leads us either to a new path and plan, or it helps us find another solution to create the exact outcome that we wanted to create with the original plan. That's it. That's what I have for you today. I will take you guys with me when I go to Wyoming and Idaho and make a vlog or two out of that, and just continue sharing my experience as I move towards this big, impossible, scary vision that I don't have any clue how it's going to happen, but I just keep leaning in. I just keep trusting the process and trusting myself to figure it out. And that's all we can do. And it takes a lot of self-trust and a lot of asking what is missing, what needs to happen now, who do I need to talk to, who do I need to make a request of, what promise do I need to make, what commitment do I need to make, what decision do I need to make. Also, you guys, I feel like I need to clarify that I'm not shutting down my business. I am hoping to live mostly off the grid, but I will still have the internet because I will still run my online business that I love so very, very much. I got some worried emails from some clients that had watched my vlog I'm not going anywhere. I'm changing my lifestyle. I want to be more immersed in nature, like I said. I want to unplug from society and the way that we live our lives as humans in this world. And I want to live a different life, and I will not stop my business. We are actually getting ready to release the second Awesome Life Tips book for the Dark Night of the Soul. I am working on the journey mapping workbook and book for this fall, and we're going to be launching the Tales from the Journey podcast very soon as well. I will keep doing the design business. I have an excellent team. We love what we do and who we get to serve, so no, I'm not shutting everything down and just disappearing into the wilderness. Promise. All right, I will catch you guys soon in another video.